So, I never really got what all the hoopla was about when it comes to Easter. Every year, my younger brother Clyde and I would go to our grandparents' house, do an Easter egg hunt in their backyard with our cousins. We'd eat dinner, and then we'd sleep over at their house because spring break was always after Easter, no matter what. But, due to COVID-19 spreading like wildfire, of course my family and I are currently stuck in the mandatory lockdown, meaning the only thing me and Clyde can do is watch YouTube. So, while Clyde watches gaming videos, I'm currently finding myself watching the news a lot, and COVID-19 is the only thing that's in my recommended. I just find it fascinating, but, also a little scary, that we're all currently living through something that's going to be in the history books one day. This must have been what the average, everyday civilian felt like during all these past wars we've been in. So here I was, lying in my bed watching YouTube videos, while the sky went from orange to black and the day ended. It was around 9-ish when I had a sudden and big urge to piss. So I shut off my phone and pocketed it and left my room, heading for downstairs. I got downstairs, but noticed Clyde standing in front of the kitchen window, holding a glass of water and looking out of the window. I had no idea what he could be looking at or if he could see anything at all. So I diverted from my path to the bathroom and into the kitchen. Clyde, what are you doing? What are you looking at, man? I asked him. He didn't answer me for a while, so long that I was beginning to think that he didn't hear me. But then he did finally reply.
Elijah, do you see that?
He asked me. Now, extremely curious as to what captivated Clyde so much, I walked over next to him and also began looking out at the backyard, trying to see anything at all. It was so dark, however, that I probably couldn't see a person if one was standing a few feet away from me. But then, I finally did see something. It was bright green and small, simply laying in the grass portion of my backyard. At first I was confused as to why Clyde was acting all weird and silent about it. So what, it's probably a stupid toy or something, I finally said. Clyde replied back almost immediately.
Yeah, but how did it get there?
He asked in this stupid, mysterious whisper voice like he was in a television show or movie production. I don't know, who cares? Maybe it's one of Florence's kids, I say. For context, Florence is the woman who lives next to us who has 2 kids herself. Clyde shook his head in disbelief.
No, I think someone put it there.
You think someone put it there, really? Here, if it's freaking you out so much, I'll go and get it and show you that it's probably nothing important. So, to prove this to Clyde, I ran in front of the house, slipped my shoes on, and went outside, Clyde following. It was a light green plastic egg, like an Easter decoration. I picked it up and looked at it, Clyde standing behind me also looking at it.
It's an egg?
Clyde said. I rolled my eyes. Yeah, thanks. Couldn't have figured that one out, Detective Clyde. Clyde scoffed. I was about to turn my attention back to the egg, but stopped when someone started talking.
Hey, you two.
Someone called out from our backyard. I quickly stood up and looked around, still holding the egg. I looked at Clyde, who was visibly shaking.
Hey,
The muffled voice called out again.
look inside. It's a surprise for you.
I looked down at the egg and stared at it for just a few seconds before throwing it as far as I can. The egg hit the back fence just before the mysterious voice spoke again.
Aw, that one was a special one.
Cut the crap and get out of our backyard before I call the police, I screamed, hoping that it would scare this creep away. The voice gave off this really weird and creepy laugh that would unsettle anyone. I looked back to Clyde, only to see him backing away. Just then, Clyde's mouth dropped out, he pointed at something behind me and screamed. I turned quickly around and screamed myself. Behind me, only a few feet away, was this dirty and old Easter bunny suit. Its white fur was graying and had dirt all over it. His once previously colorful scarf now faded with age. He also had an old basket in his right hand. The man in the Easter bunny suit laughed again before charging at us. Clyde and I ran back inside, me shutting and locking the door just in time as the man started banging on the door, screaming like a lunatic. Clyde and I ran into the kitchen, Clyde getting knives for him and me. I grabbed the house phone and dialed 911. Before I could, the glass window on the back door broke, and the man in the bunny suit unlocked the door. He rushed inside, swinging the door so hard it slammed into the wall. I pressed the call button and put the phone on speaker while Clyde and I held our knives up. The man in the Easter bunny suit threw a basket at us, knocking Clyde in the head. He fell, dropping the knife next to him. Just then, the psychopath turned his head and looked to his left as my dad came running downstairs with his baseball bat. Dad screamed and took a big swing at his head, hitting his target. The man fell to the ground quickly but turned over and just barely managed to grab Clive's knife. Dad tried taking another swing but missed as the man stood up and held the knife in front of him. I didn't get the chance to say anything to the 911 operator, but that didn't matter. My dad could have died if I just stood there talking. I threw the phone on the table and charged at the bunny, stabbing his right arm. The man's screams were muffled due to this bunny costume as he dropped the knife and fell back to the ground. I let go of the knife and backed up. Clyde got up as well. About 5 minutes later, a cop came and exited the psycho out of our house in cuffs. His headpiece was taken off, revealing all the scars and bruises he had on his face. Instead of looking at Dad, Mom, or even Clyde, the man just looked at me, staring at me with cold, dead eyes. After he was taken away, we gave all of our statements to the police, and then they left, leaving us here. I could not sleep that night, or the next night. Easter is, well, never going to be the same for me, ever again. Hey guys, thank you for listening to tonight's story. I just wanted to give a big thank you to my brother Nicholas, who decided to come in and do a voice. Totally, I didn't force him to do it, right?
Yeah, ignore the gun to my head.
Yeah, I'm not holding a gun to his head. Just wanted to say some stuff, just here. So I'll put the stuff in the comments and the description too. So a few things. Sorry for not uploading this yesterday. I really wanted to. It's just I was busy with school and my editing wasn't working, so I just really couldn't. But I mean, you're getting what I should say, so it's good enough. Number 2, subscribe to my personal channel, Justin Twilliger. It's pretty good. I got a video coming out. Number 3, follow me on Instagram at the Fearverse. Follow me on Twitter at the Fearverse. Nicholas, you gotta say anything?
Follow me on Twitter. I deserve it.
Yeah. What's it called?
At B Waves.
Yeah, at B Waves. And subscribe to his YouTube channel, Nicholas Twilliger. I'll plug all this stuff in the description. Oh, also, he wants you to follow him on Reddit, apparently, whatever that means.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, he puts that in his videos. Yeah, thank you guys for watching and listening to tonight's story. Also, I got something coming on either Friday or Saturday, so stay tuned for that. And, well, have a good night, and I hope you all had a great Easter.